Great. Okay, let's start. Okay,
Okay.
welcome to the show, Eat with the Owner.
Thank you.
And
Thanks for having me.
yeah. Thank you. Your name?
William Rossy.
Rossy. And my name is Fei Gang Fei. And today will be the episode 33, I guess, for this interesting small project.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay.
Hopefully it gets bigger.
Hopefully, and hope more people are gonna watch the video and then know the stories about you and my story as well.
Yeah,
So-
I probably have a lot of friends who might be interested in this too, so maybe we could add some more
Okay,
numbers.
Great. And to save the time, we can always order first because I
Okay.
can put the order to the kitchen so they can cook the food, we talk, and then we eat.
Okay,
Okay, great.
let's do it.
I believe you've never been here, right?
Never
So-
been here.
Okay, so
I think I've walked by it too many times.
so we are.
So I'm the kind of guy that loves to have someone who knows more about the cuisine decide what we order.
Okay.
So I want to let you be in charge, and I'll be the confirmer.
Okay. Okay, great. And
If that's okay with you.
yeah, for sure, yeah, for sure. And what kind of Chinese food were you? Did you try before? Oh,
I've tried.
genital chicken, familiar?
Yeah, all of the Americanized ones, and I've had. I used to live in Singapore for a little bit, so I've had
Okay, some
a little
traditional.
bit more
Yeah.
authentic and
Yeah.
traditional for
Yeah.
sure.
Give me 1 second. If that's the case,
But I eat everything, so I wouldn't. Yeah,
spicy okay as well?
spicy's okay, but you will watch me sweat.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
it's-
exactly.
But it's okay. We have air conditioning behind us.
Yeah.
Don't cool me
Okay.
down.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna get the appetizer. We called what is that called? Noodle salad. That one's it's like jellyfish texture.
Okay.
Like the Chinese people all Chinese people know this
Okay.
dish. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Cool.
like outside China is a little bit weird. You can tell me after
Okay,
that.
I like that. No,
Okay.
that's the best. I like things that most people would think is weird.
Okay.
Basically, as
Great.
long as it's more authentic.
Actually, let's do a crazy pork.
Okay.
We call twice cooked pork, and it's a little bit oily and spicy. So
Okay.
this one.
Yeah. Okay.
And another thing, let me try the cumin beef. Always good. And since we are kind of all you can eat event,
Yeah.
so we order a little bit more.
That works. I haven't had one thing to eat today, so
Okay.
that works.
Steamed rice as well.
Sure.
Okay, for me, I skip rice,
Okay.
steamed rice, so I can eat more dishes.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm okay with not doing it then.
It's
That's
better.
that's a good idea.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's
I'm
a
not
little
a-
bit
I'm not-
salty, actually. A little bit salty if or
Okay, let's do it just to have it.
yeah,
Just in case.
one
Yeah, just like one small one.
Yeah. To be honest, I watch my weight a lot.
Me too.
I want to skinny. I want to be skinny.
That's what I'm saying.
I play soccer every week.
Okay.
Every Sunday morning.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, so try to
Stay fit.
yeah.
That's good.
Actually during the day I starve myself. When I finish work going home around 10,
Mhm.
I always get the drumstick.
The ice cream?
Ice cream.
Wow.
It's
That's
bad.
That's how you're saying you're watching your weight?
That's bad. I know, but it's nutrition wise, it's maybe bad idea.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be your nutritionist today.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna run down. Probably 1 minute. I will be back.
Okay.
That's a minute, and it's keep rolling.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep everyone entertained. If you don't hear the noise, or if you start to hear this noise, it is raining really, really hard outside, and there's a skylight right over us here, right behind us. So it's making a lot of noise, but it's okay. Hasn't rained here for a long time, so we'll let the clouds cry. The clouds have been super happy for a long time. I've been keeping everyone company.
So I hope it's still running. Yeah, it's great. So I found your channel like some months ago. You were always busy traveling. I contacted you by, I guess, Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Have the really good like YouTube channel Sprout.
Thank you.
Is
Yes.
there, it says Sprout, right?
Sprout. Yes.
That's a nice name.
Yeah.
You know, I always buy in the Chinese restaurant. You always have the chop suey we call bean sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
The same sprouts.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I added an H.
Yeah, you added H. Yeah.
But I made it. It's there for personal growth in a sense. So I can. So
Seriously, you thought about that too?
Yeah, the whole thing.
The bean sprouts?
I thought about the bean sprouts. Yeah, but honestly, most of it is with relation to like a flower.
Okay.
So everyone admires a flower, right?
Yeah.
And every flower was originally a seed.
Yeah.
Right. So you had to plant a seed,
Yeah.
but not every seed becomes a flower. So once you plant a seed, you have to take care of it. You have to consistently maintain it, apply sunlight, give it water, right? Feed it. And then only once it receives enough care consistently will it go into the next step. And what's the next step is it starts to sprout.
Yeah. Oh,
so for me, my brand is same concept but with personal growth.
Do you want to use your glass there? Or
yes.
I just sit here, I bring your glass here.
Thank you.
I can know like from your YouTube, like you grew up in Montreal, right?
Yeah. I'm
like 21 years, right? 21 years here?
Now 23, but yes. Since I've been born, since I've been alive, I've been living in Montreal. I've only recently started to travel and make my way out.
That's really interesting. You're really, like how to say that, brave, right? It's really brave, like you are only 25, 26 right now, right? You are very young.
23.
Only 20. I thought you graduated. Oh, you only graduated 2 years.
Yeah. I graduated end of 2020.
In finance or something from McGill.
Yes. Finance from McGill.
Jeez.
And now I make YouTube videos. It's a completely different story.
Yeah, that's really. I think it's really brave. Even today, I'm 40. I was born 1979, so 43.
Okay.
I'm really confused right now.
For 43.
I'm really confused right now. I'm not sure where to go. To be honest, the direction of like, I'm still searching. So maybe today's video
will
help me a lot because you kind of in the video your video you kind of inspiring, right? Or the life planning or something.
Right. So it's actually interesting because I'm actually filming a video on Thursday, and the video title is called "What Age Should We Have Life Figured Out At?"
I haven't, to be honest. Seriously, I haven't.
But I think the answer is there's probably no age. So I want to be going on the street and interviewing people of different ages who do different things and asking them that question. But what I've understood is sometimes you figure it out, like at the moment, and then you learn something new, and then you realize you haven't figured out anything. Your life continues to evolve as you get older.
Exactly. But you kind of did this kind of searching super early, like super early in your life.
Yeah, I would consider self-awareness as a super important trait to have, and I built it through a little bit of trauma at the beginning, at the end of high school, where I had like a falling out with a few of my best friends. And so like, usually you have your best friends, these are the people you speak to all the time. And then when I was no longer friends with them, I had no one to speak to. So when I had problems or had something I wanted to figure out, I would resort only to myself and only in my own head. And that's when I started meditating and journaling and really taking care of myself.
That's amazing. You got a lot of experience to push you to like this kind of thinking.
But it's kind of weird how it works, right? Because it came from a negative thing.
Negative always to lead to a positive, I guess, a lot of times.
If you have the right mindset about it, for sure. But a lot of success stories or positive stories started negative. And someone took a spin on that, and they did enough good for themselves that the bad became good. And now, like, if I think about those experiences, for me, it's amazing.
It helps you.
I'm happy I had that. But at the time,
you feel pretty bad.
Yeah, you feel pretty bad. And then, so anytime some of my friends have like an experience that's very tough for them happens, I say, I know you're sad right now. That's okay. That's normal. You're allowed to be. But in 6 to 12 months, if you work on yourself for that whole period, you're gonna thank yourself for this bad experience. because you're going to be so much further ahead of what you could have been. That's kind of like,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's like my situation, like a small restaurant owner in a pandemic, in this pandemic.
Wow, I can't even imagine what that's like.
Yeah.
So take me through it. Like, how was it before the pandemic, and then like kind of progressively during the pandemic, and what's it like now?
Before the pandemic, actually, I was pretty, I came to Canada like 16, 17 years ago. I was lucky to always have an IT job. So from day one, I had a stable IT job, full-time IT job. So 9 years ago, almost 9 years ago, out of being bored, like so easy, the office job.
Right.
So we started the restaurant cuisine on that.
Okay.
So 9 years ago, so I was kind of
made a kind 43, so yeah, you're pretty young. 34.
Yeah. So kind of bored. We had no kids. My wife and we did not plan to have kids. Oh no, actually at that time we had a kid 1 year old. But we were bored before. We went camping. We went hiking to national park.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. So
hold on, we had a kid.
Yeah. Like it's really bad, like decision, because when we started the restaurant, we had no idea about business at all. First business, first restaurant. I did not know how to cook.
So why did you start it?
That's why it's a mistake sometimes, bad idea. But we were so bored, and like the first 10 years here in Canada, few years, we just went everywhere. We kind of seeing all national parks in Montreal, Quebec.
Oh, nice.
So we camping here, there, but two of us, like me and my wife, we had a lot of free time. So we kind of, we did not want to have kids at all at that time. We probably thought, we were thinking like, this life, no kids.
Right.
But then my in-laws, they came here, moved, living with us for a few years, so they gave us too much pressure. My in-laws, yeah. So we kind of had our first kid, and then out of nowhere, like after having our first baby, the only baby actually, like my wife did not want to go back to her job. She had a regular job before the baby, so she didn't want to go back. Then we had the idea, like 2 years prior that, like we met a friend on that day, and like she taught me how to cook some Chinese bread. So that time I think, like if I had want to have a restaurant, I probably will use your name on that, or use your picture as a logo.
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah. So that's the logo here. It's a real person, real picture.
So she taught you how to cook.
Yeah, how to do the Chinese thin bread. We call it 1,000-layer bread. Okay. Actually, it's only a few layers. You fold them many times. Cool. Maybe it's 7, 8 layers, but we call them 1,000-layer.
It takes so much time, probably.
Yeah, 1,000-layer bread.
Has she ever cooked here or worked
never.
Here?
There's no related, nothing related.
She's
it just
here?
No. She visited her daughter, like who's my friend, our friend.
Okay, but she's never eaten here.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like it's named after her. She's never.
Yeah, she came. She came visit her daughter only twice. It's like for that generation, they don't speak Chinese, English or French, so super boring for them. So they only came visit her daughter, like the old couple, with the twice, and then too bored. Canada, no, it's cold and nobody speaking Chinese, so they took off.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But then that's why the bad decision is, like at that time my wife did not want to go to work, office job, so we thought it's easy to start the restaurant. So that's the whole thing 9 years ago. So for me, always like for that first 6 years, I had a stable IT job. So every week I had a check, so we were fine. So
while owning the restaurant, you're saying? Okay.
On the side we had the restaurant. As long as my wife was working the restaurant as well, she took care of the restaurant. So I came after work or the weekend, I came to help. So that time the thinking was, as long as not losing money, it's fine, right? Because the family has income. So we were fine until the pandemic. The pandemic was like 3 months into the pandemic, 2 months, I lost my job in the IT. And then also we needed people in the restaurant. So we just I just stay here full time, like literally 7 days a week, 15 hours a day.
Wow.
Or 14.
And you still?
Yeah, still. Okay. So remember I schedule with you the time, what time we can do this video.
Right.
It's very tight.
Right.
I have to find the waitress. I have to find people in the kitchen. They are okay, you know. Sometimes I can find this.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So was business going well before the pandemic, or it was like?
Was going okay. Was going okay. We only made one business mistake. It's like when we were doing fine in the culinary small restaurant, we thought we were good brand. We had a good brand. We had a good model, so we opened the second restaurant. That was ambitious.
Okay.
So people have. I had the hot head that time.
Where was the second one?
In Anjou.
And so, but the same name,
same name, same menu, and pretty bad, very bad from day one. And also I did not have time to manage it at all. So it failed from the very beginning to the end.
So do you think it's because of a different clientele, like a different market?
It's a different clientele. Mainly, it's my own problem. It's because I just did not have time to go there. At least in the culinary that time, I probably go there every evening, every night.
Yeah.
Or
just after work.
Yeah, after work, I went there. But in Anjou, it's too far.
Yeah.
So
it's really far.
Yeah, it's really bad. So
why Anjou? Just because it was.
It was a friend's place available at that time. So that one we thought we were good. Yeah. We thought we were doing well, and actually, we were lucky to do well, but it's not a right way doing things. Then before the pandemic, we had trouble all the time. We had financial trouble there. So I tried to close the restaurant in Anjou, but it was almost get the deal done. But when the pandemic hit, nobody gonna take it over.
Yeah.
So in the end of April of 2020, I lost my IT job, and then that month, May, June, I was trying to give away the restaurant. Nobody took it, and then end of July, I got somebody took over. I have to pay them extra money, extra several months rent to get rid of that burden.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So it's
huge discount.
Huge bad. It's free, and also I pay them extra to just take over the lease.
You paid them to take it.
Yeah, take over. Wow. Otherwise, you're gonna pay the lease all the time because you never know. Even today, you're gonna still pay the rent.
So the person who bought the place did not pay anything, and they received money for it.
Yeah, several months of rent.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's financial.
That's how bad you want it out.
Yeah. And it's a lucky one.
Yeah.
If they did not take it, probably today,
still
have it, or you're gonna bankrupt.
How long did you have to pay rent for? Just a few months?
No, as long as it's on the lease.
No, when you sold it to them.
I believe for five months, but it's quite some money.
Yeah, I bet.
But I got rid of the financial burden, focused on this one. Yeah. But it was super scary. From even this one, beginning of pandemic was really bad. The sales just dropped more than 50% right away.
Yeah.
So was this one losing money as well? That one just nobody took it, gonna take it over, and you never know when the pandemic gonna finish, will end.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I had no job.
Right.
So it's that May, June, July was the darkest time of my whole family financial stuff. It was really super scary.
How did you deal with that? How did you deal with that adversity?
Had no idea. I have to live on. So every day I come here to cut vegetables, to help the kitchen. I had no experience in the kitchen. So, but now I'm really experienced, to be honest. In the beginning of the restaurant, after work I went to restaurant. I just helped for example, to cut vegetables, to prepare the dish for the cooks. From then I knew I kind of started learn the operation of the restaurant, especially the back of the kitchen. Now after this 2 years, almost 2.5 years full time in the restaurant, now I know every aspect of the restaurant in our restaurant, and also start cooking some simple dishes as well myself. So in Chinese we say, if you're being patient way too long, you will become a doctor. You try all the medicines.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's a great saying.
Yeah, that's our expression, Chinese expression. Okay. Being patient for long, you become a doctor.
But would you say now you're being more patient, or no?
More like I can cook half of our menu already. Okay. So I'm learning slow. I take the process very slow, but maybe in 2 or 3 hours I could be a very good cook because I'm really dedicated. I have no other choice right now.
Right.
So I have to be 100% dedicated, maybe more than 100%.
Yeah, that's kind of maybe in the long term, it's kind of a blessing because I feel like you understand the business a little bit more now.
Yeah, but I give up my IT career 100% now. I give completely.
Don't want to go back to it?
I don't have choice. For example, if I go back, I leave the restaurant, it's not going to be run the same way. The quality of everything going to go bad.
So why the restaurant over the IT job? Because you could quit the restaurant. I guess you have the lease, but if you
right now today, if we sell the restaurant, it's worth something. I can get some money back for it.
It's a good area.
Yeah, and also we have a okay brand and running business, existing customer,
really good reviews also.
and existing customers. So we can get some money from this business. But we've been in almost 9 years, just kind of this business from zero to now, little bit experience. I'm very confident with business knowledge now.
Yeah.
And you just don't want to give up, I guess.
Is it like your baby?
Yeah.
In a sense?
Simply, yeah. I probably are going to do my whole life, I guess.
So if you go back to the IT job, it would be like giving up on your dreams in a sense.
Yeah, it's...
So what, but why a restaurant though? It's just something that you were interested in?
No, because just like a basic story of the friend's mom on that.
Yeah.
And also the restaurant at the beginning, culinary is a very small one. It's a low investment. We had no money. We took the home line credit. So it was a low risk business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, for example, you pay this much to buy existing restaurant. If it's not working well, and then after several months you lost like let's say 100,000 grand of the initial investment or something, but you can still sell it if your location is not bad, the time is not bad. Like right now, pandemic is not good time.
Right.
But if no pandemic, still some people gonna take over the business because there's lease, there's existing equipments operational.
This is a great area. I don't think you would have trouble. I mean,
exactly.
You're not going to sell, but I don't think you would have trouble.
Exactly. So that's
2 floors, a lot of room downtown.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. The bottom line, you still can get rid of it easily. But en route is different story. It's a little bit rural,
totally
far.
different.
Yeah.
Would you say you got lucky finding this place?
This one, the second floor, I always say like there's no necessary. It's not needed. But that time with okay kitchen, everything else, this is the only available spot for us. So ideally, if we don't have this second floor, it would be a lot better for us. But then that's why we got club on that thing. So even this floor right now, you see, we don't need the second floor. Anybody can use this space for totally free.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's for event thing. Like you have a party or some event, you can use it for free. You don't need to buy food or drinks here. Not at all.
Host it here.
I prefer not to provide any food or drinks for this kind of events. Just a kind of waste space, like anybody can use it.
Yeah.
So that's my idea.
Okay.
Even before the pandemic, we had a lot of events.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when it's free, it's easier.
Because I don't want to get money involved, because you need to set the price, negotiate. They're happy, they're not. It's worth the money or not worth the money. So for me, it's free is easy.
Okay.
It's I don't. If you're not happy with the space, I'm not taking any money from you.
You can't complain.
Yeah, exactly. It's,
right.
If I charge you this money, charge another group another money, why is it different? It's not worth it. It's just like you want to have people use the space.
Yeah.
Make some use of the space.
How did you start with this series of podcasts?
I always like people's ideas, to be honest. I spent a lot of time learning English. I to try to understand the world, to be honest. That's why I say people's idea is most beautiful thing. Some people, they can have regular life, but they have great ideas about opinions on this thing or that thing. So their experience, why did you, for example, why did you choose when you right out of the great career, right? Financial from McGill, you find a kind of a nice job, well-paid job in a high building office, and a weekend you go hiking, you go boating, fishing.
Right.
That's supposed easy, right? And then like you took a risky career. You know, it's like people's ideas, their choice of life. It's really amazing. I like myself. I immigrated 17 years ago. You know.
Yeah.
You go to a country you don't know well.
Right.
and,
that's the best way to meet people. I think that, like, even when you reach out to me, it's different to say, I want to, like, hang out with you or do something with you versus being like, I have a podcast. You can come, sit down, we can have a meal, we can talk. The podcast is such an easy way to get to know someone.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
no pressure.
Right. And we speak for an hour or 2 hours, and at the end of that, you're like, well, I kind of know this person. So we either are friends and we see each other more, or we're not friends, we never see each other again. But at least it's you get them in the door.
Yeah. That's the benefit of having a restaurant. I did not know that. Only recent, like last year, those recent years, I realized the best benefit of having a restaurant is I had a chance to talk to a lot of customers, to be honest. I can, like in Chinese, English, I can, you know, spend, if not busy, I just talk to them away from, like, why do you, you know, a lot of stories. I could be, I could have a lot of gossips. Like, I have a lot of...
The restaurant owner is the perfect person to gossip to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, some people, especially during the COVID, like last few months, the summer, I guess, August, a lot of American parents, they send kids here to McGill, actually. I met 3 different families from America, US. They sent their kid to McGill. They said that the tuition in United States universities are too expensive. So and McGill is a great university. So they send. So end of August, a lot of parents. And at that time, opening up the July, August, also American visitors. So I spoke to a lot of them, great knowledge about politics.
Yeah.
So some of them from Florida, Georgia, from other New York, even California.
So they all have different opinions too.
Yeah, and you can tease them with, you know, what happened to your governor? Like, seriously, like amazing. So I really enjoy those conversations. But majority of them is on the left, 90%. As like when we talk about like what happened today about United States, their politics, I got 80-90% like on the left. They say, okay, this guy, you know, crazy about some certain people, right? It's amazing.
Where's the most interesting person? What's the like? So if a lot of people walk in here, what is the country that you were like the most surprised that you had a visitor come and eat, and they were from there? If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess it's like. I find several times people from Singapore very, very interesting. From Singapore, and a lot of them speak Chinese, and English is perfect. And then their perspective of the view on the world is quite interesting. A lot of them, they kind of open, but then they're in the East. They know everything. A lot of them, it's very interesting.
Yeah, they're a bit of both.
Yeah.
They're still like relatively controlled in what they can say. But they have a taste of
they have the access to a lot of information.
Oh, that's really cool.
So that's why it's amazing to have a restaurant. Like for this podcast, the same thing. Like in the beginning of January 2021, last year, we were lucky to get exposed by a lot of media. The New York Times has interviewed me as well. So that's why.
How did that happen?
Because like 8-9 years ago when we started the restaurant, I was working IT, so I was kind of try to have a authentic, real Chinese restaurant to provide the traditional dishes, but want them to be really accepted by local population. So at that time I had the website. For the restaurant to explain every dish. In English, my French was pretty bad. So every item I wrote the comments myself, review. I like this one, I don't like this one, the reason. And then being there for 8-9 years, a lot of people find it's funny, interesting, honest. Like because some of them I say like cumin beef that time was added like 2 years into the business after. So actually I did not have a chance to try that dish when it was added, but the kitchen staff and my wife tried or something. So on the website I wrote, I haven't tried this myself. A lot of people liked it. Seems like a lot of people like it. And also
it's still on the menu, so it's got to be good.
And also the orange beef, I said like it's in my opinion it's not that good comparing to Genital chicken because they use the same sauce in our restaurant. So I always like Genital chicken is the North American, orange beef is the same, but for me the beef is a little bit harder. Too hard for my. It's not like a chicken breast. It's really soft, tender. So I wrote that like not that good comparing Genital chicken. Also, I add like I'm not big anyway. I'm not big fan of North American Chinese food. It's your call. That's what I wrote in the website, and some that kind of stuff. People in the past few years, sometimes they said, "Oh, you have interesting." Comments on your own menu. Then like in the Twitter, a lady called Kim Blair, I found out later, she have some screenshot of the descriptions of my menu on the Twitter. They got, I guess, that time was about 80,000 likes her tweet about my menu. So I was contacted by a German newspaper, like the biggest newspaper in Germany. They interviewed me.
Wow.
Then that time, after that, all the London Times, the Guardian, London Times, they all interviewed me.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and the New York Times as well. I was on CTV National 4 times, live sometime. Cool. My English was not confident. I'm not. So one time I did not understand the question from. It's alive. I was in my basement.
I gotta watch that.
yeah. CTV News and the global news as well.
Wow.
So cool. And also they sent crew to shoot the interview me inside the restaurant. So they aired that in the a lot of my former colleagues found out on their screen. They saw my face on they popped up global news. They have some like my picture showed up on so this weird restaurant owner like about his own menu.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it helped a lot. Otherwise, like the January 2021 was pretty bad for business. Right after that, we got too many orders. Like we got a lot of people coming for the deliveries, take out a lot of them. So we were so busy we could not do all those orders.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I realized I had the comments on the website to explain dishes. Then I realized probably I can help it to make it more explained more in a video. So I shoot a video to explain every dish on my YouTube channel. I use my YouTube channel to have all those videos. Every dish on the menu, I have a video eating it myself with the both rice. So each one of about 20 minutes. I finish from beginning and finish everything. So tell you the close-up look and also the flavor, taste. So
if you took that and put it into a 30-second clip on TikTok, I think you would get 100,000 views.
I'm
just saying.
Yeah, I know. All my friends, they said you need to put something on the TikTok, but I'm only a fan of the YouTube. I only do YouTube. No, but nothing else. The WeChat I never use. The WeChat has a great feature with videos.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. They call it video channel on the WeChat. WeChat is all Chinese people they use. Everybody, no exception. All Chinese people use like Chinese language.
What do you use it for? It's like it's everything.
WeChat, you can send money. You can actually it's the best social media platform Elon Musk liked. He said in the interview he wanted to buy Twitter to turn into something like WeChat. The WeChat you have group chats. You have you can have we call the public platform. You can post your own channel. To your articles, and then you have your video channel as well, and you can send money from anybody to anybody. You can simply send money. You can buy stuff. You can have a shop. You can literally run a shop to sell stuff, and people just pay you instantly. It's amazing. WeChat is dominating in Chinese community, anywhere in the world. Right now they have English version as well, so a lot of people outside of China they use WeChat as well.
So many social media channels now.
Yeah, but this one is dominating. I have probably 2 billion people using.
2 billion?
Yeah, and you can video calls so easily. A long time ago, like 5-6 years, they have video chat, everything. Wow. And the voice chat as well. You just hold the button, you talk, and then send out the voice clip, audio clip. And the bad thing is about the money thing. You can just send anybody. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
when you group chat, the limit to each group has 500 members. So you can, like, for example, you want to,
pretty good though.
for example, to advertise something, saying like something. When you advertise, you always tell the members something, right? Then you can send like we call the red bag.
Okay.
Like you send out money random.
Right.
You wrap like, for example, $20, and you can say this $20 can be divided by 10 people, and they can just whoever click that to get a random amount.
Oh,
That was
so cool.
It's viral. That was the feature about 5-6 years ago. Everybody was hooked because you always say, "Oh, send some money. We see who get the most." You can define how many people can participate for the money. This amount of money, and then it's random. It's just random.
So anyone in the group can get the money.
Exactly. And during Chinese.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool feature. And then especially during the Chinese New Year, you used to give people some money in the red envelope, right? This is just digital version. So all this.
So you can give it to someone specific, or you can give it to someone random.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
It's viral, totally, and it's the best ever.
I see. The thing with social media though is you only use what all of your friends use.
Yeah. Okay.
So a lot of my friends don't use it. So as for me, if I download it, then
exactly. So, but that's why it's in the Chinese language. It's the
right. This looks amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. That's
wow.
There's no exception. Chinese people in mainland, outside, almost no exception. Everybody uses WeChat because at least you contact your family. You have video chat anytime. When you're cooking, just put it there, and they watch you cook. You chat the video like FaceTime.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
What a good concept. Thank you. This food looks amazing.
Thank you. So. Actually, we can start sake.
Sure.
This is too big bottle.
That's just for you, right?
Having a restaurant has the benefit of free drinks.
Free drinks.
I was told at the beginning some restaurant owner they become alcoholic because every day they drink some. It became a habit of drinking. And
did you ever experience that?
No, not at all. I'm too busy.
But wouldn't that make you want to drink a little bit more? Like the stress of being busy? Or not necessarily?
It's opposite. When you don't have a lot of customers, very few customers, very quiet night, I get more tired. It's opposite.
So
you worry.
You want to drink?
Yeah. You worry about business, the future of the restaurant.
So the more people you have, the less likely.
Yeah, you're super excited. You are fully charged. You are supercharged.
Okay.
You feel like amazing. Like.
Thank you.
My wife, like several months ago, we were work together in the front, and when we're super busy, packed like 2 or 3 months ago, like we're running around, but you feel like amazing. But only you feel very bad. You want to drink, you want to eat something when you just don't have customers, and you feel like, wow, why is the business so bad? Right. You sometimes just go outside to the St. Catherine to see is that bad for every restaurant or like only us? Yeah. If all other restaurants are busy at the same time, we don't have customers. It's our problem.
What is it usually?
Usually it's like it depends. The all-you-can-eat sushi, you can never beat them. When they have a line,
the one at the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When they have a line, we have only 2 people inside. You feel pretty bad, and it's you always compare like some similar style, similar type.
But you couldn't compare yourself to that.
Exactly. So we compare. Like some other Chinese restaurant are doing similar the Japanese restaurant or some noodle ramen places.
Yeah. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And this is the weird noodle. It's called noodle salad. It's made of potato starch.
Okay. It looks amazing.
Yeah, you mix it completely. Have the vinegar flavor and also sesame paste.
So what part of China are you from?
I'm from Jiangsu province, next to Shanghai though, but I'm from countryside.
So the food there is notoriously less spicy, right? or not where you're necessarily?
Not spicy. Our region is a little bit on the sweet side.
Yeah. Because Shanghai food
Shanghai is very sweet. Yeah.
It's very sweet.
But we are close to them. But we use less sugar than them. They are crazy. Seriously, they are crazy. Yeah, they are crazy. When we cook, like
in what sense?
When you cook, the 2 or 3 basic ingredients always put is the vinegar and the soy sauce. And we cook almost all dishes. We put some vinegar and soy sauce. They put literally a lot of sugar.
Wow!
But that's unimaginable to some region. To some people, like some region in China, they literally put like a tablespoon of sugar when you cook it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like in everything you're saying.
Yeah, almost everything. That's crazy. You can try this. Sure. You can put on your.
Thank you very much.
It's kind of a jellyfish thing.
Amazing. And what is the sauce?
It's a sesame paste.
Okay, very good.
You're not allergic to sesame?
No. I'm good for everything.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. It's very special flavor. It's very special flavor.
Does it take a long time to prepare this?
Not at all. Not at all. This thing is the potato starch. You mix with water and you put like on the hot water. It's gonna create this kind of layer thing.
Okay.
It gels.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Where's your dream? What's the one place in the world that you want to travel to the most that you haven't been to?
Maybe Hawaii. I like Rio de Janeiro. I stayed there 4 months. I thought that's the heaven. It's really amazing. Rio de Janeiro, but I would guess Hawaii will be a little bit better than them, but Rio de Janeiro will be the number 2 if Hawaii is the number 1.
In terms of like where you would want to live.
Yeah. It's the weather, the climate, and also the relaxing. The people are really relaxing. It's really an amazing place. I was super lucky to be there for 4 months, almost 4 months. Yeah, for me, the Rio de Janeiro is really amazing.
It's a part of the world I've always wanted to go to, but I've never been to South America.
Yeah.
And honestly, it hasn't appealed to me. But did you want to go there when you got the opportunity?
Yeah. I
like, did you ask to go there?
No, not at all. It's just I was super lucky to be assigned to a project in Brazil.
So where have you worked?
Yeah, the first company was Huawei. So yeah, they are a big company, so they send you to do projects. I was super young. I was 24, 25 years old. I was in charge of a team of 18 engineers.
Wow. At how old, sorry? 25?
25, probably 3 years after my, 2 years after my graduation.
That's crazy.
So that time was, I guess, it's more and more, less and less opportunity right now for the young people in China right out of university. That time was still a booming time. I graduated 2001. That time, everything, you got opportunities everywhere.
Now there's just less jobs?
It's not, probably by the quantity, probably the same or a little bit more, but it just had too many graduates. Just too many. Because
so are people getting too smart? Like, are there less jobs because there's too many qualified people now?
No, it's like the university. We just did not have so many universities, so they expand. So every year they got so many students out of the universities.
Okay.
But they're competing for the similar size of the market, right?
Well, I think it's the same concept here. There's too many people who are finding good jobs.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's left is, well, I think also people don't want to really work that much. Like, I feel like the pandemic has kind of slowed life down. So for a lot of people, you get used to not working as hard, and then they don't want to get involved in a job that requires them to actually go back to work. It's pretty similar in...
For our business, small business owners, we felt the pain a lot. We felt probably the most, small business owners, not only restaurants, like other small businesses, they just very difficult to find people. So,
but what's the reason? Just people just don't want to work? Is that
some
the
of
same
them
thing?
they did not want to work. Another is the government hired too many people. The government, the Canadian government, hire almost extra 1 million people out of
To work for the government?
yeah. The passport processing,
Okay.
the vaccination program, the
Okay.
testing program. They just you just cannot compete with them on the like compensation. They pay much higher.
So how many people work for you now?
Only very few now, but comparing to before, maybe half of the staff.
Okay. And you're looking for more and just can't find more, or you're not even looking?
We're always looking, always,
Okay.
even today, always looking. We have big trouble, but at the same time, for the small business, you cannot afford that high compete with the big corporations and compete with government.
I feel like hiring students is probably a good route, no? Especially near Concordia.
Students still, we can use only very little bit because like you have to be experienced sometime. Like for our cuisine, you have to. It would probably take you 30 a month or something to get a handle.
As a cook, you're saying, or as a waiter?
As people working in the kitchen, you know where things are and how to prepare to what degree. Even you fry things, there's very the how long, what kind of when you see things to like for example wrinkles to this much and it's about the time and you just cannot live there for
right. And that's something you learn only with experience.
Exactly. So with some young students, they only work here for a month, so they left. So you train for nothing.
Right.
So for our traditional Chinese cuisine, sometimes that's the reality.
Because you have to. You have to know how to make it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like sometimes they tell you how to do things. You measure with a measure cup. Like in Chinese cuisine, sometimes it's not measuring; it's a feel.
Right,
like,
right.
How much do you add? Feel.
Feel.
Yeah, you feel.
And you could only get that feeling.
After doing over the time, you get experience. They don't tell you exactly 1 tablespoon of this, 2 tablespoons of that, and then but no, you feel about it. You add. I show you like this. Like this.
That's I feel like that's similar in a lot of different cultures.
Yeah.
It's like the true art. Yeah. If anyone can make it, then I feel like it's likely not going to be
simple copy paste, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not simple copy paste. I don't know. I try to, because I'm an IT engineer, so I try to make it to improve a little bit or to put my input to make things like a little bit more like streamlined. I want to put it like a little bit more streamlined to have.
But that's a bit hard, no? Given that.
Yeah, it is. I'm still trying.
If you streamline, aren't you?
A little bit, a certain degree. Okay. Something you can.
But you couldn't throw anyone into your kitchen unless they learn from someone who literally knows how to feel.
Yeah, I'm still figuring out. It's a very difficult task.
Like you could not replace yourself, or your wife, right? Because
that's the thing. Right now, I'm totally stuck. Yeah. But I'm trying to find a way to train staff or something. I can free myself. It's so I can have a lot of time doing videos.
Yeah.
Talking nonsense.
More time to do. Yeah.
That's the eggplant, potato, bell pepper. That one is kind of popular.
This is really good. Well, yeah, this is really good. I'm a big fan of potatoes. Big fan of eggplant. Big fan of peppers. So.
Okay. Oh, that's the best. Yeah. Oh, this is the name. You look at the name.
Literally all three. No. It's amazing. Yeah, the food's very good.
But I saw your video like several months. You went to Stanford, like United States universities, American universities.
I filmed a video. I filmed 2 videos at UCLA.
Yeah,
and UCLA. 1 video at USC.
Okay.
And 1 video I tried to throw a beach party for a bunch of UCLA students. and I tried to do it basically on the spot, having known nobody at UCLA. And the point was like to make some friends and make some connections with new faces. And it really failed.
Really?
Yeah. So I posted the video, so it's out there. But we spoke to like 150 people and basically said we're trying to throw a little party at the beach, like a personal growth party to make some friends. Wondering if you're interested in doing this. We would do it tomorrow at like Venice Beach or somewhere. I forget exactly where. Everyone's like, yeah, it sounds great. It sounds great. So I'm like, okay, cool. So what's your Instagram? Like, I'll put you in the chat, and then I'll tell you the details. And I think we spoke to 150 people. Yeah. We had 50 people in the group chat, and then only 4 people showed up.
Seriously?
Yeah. So like
I hate those kind of people.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I hate those kind of people.
Everyone was like, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. And then when we put them in the chat, they never answered. They just read it. They never answered. But the only 4 people who came. So like when we were on the campus, we met this one guy who, when we pitched him the idea, he said, I'm literally doing the same thing, but at UCLA. Like I have my own club where we focus on personal growth and we do these mini events and retreats. And he invited us to his house to do breath work that same night. And then we built a cool bond with him. And then he ended up coming and bringing other friends. And then one or 2 other people came. And yeah, it was like, you're kind of mad because there's 4 people, but you got 4 really good, high quality people.
That kind of events is hard to organize. It's like, the Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast has a team of like
exactly. They hire a company, they're a corporation.
Exactly, they are. And then to do it alone. That's what I realized at the end. I'm like, look, I have ambitious ideas, but it's so hard to do when you're alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you have maybe one friend who doesn't even really know what's going on, but he's helping you out. He's being a nice guy. And we did things like that in Montreal. Like
you got a lot of ideas.
I do, yeah. Ideas are. So look, the thing is, it's not hard to find a good idea. It's hard to execute. Like they say, I forget who it is, but it's a pretty good saying that everyone has ideas. Right, so like every time there's a good business idea, probably millions of people are like, "Oh, I thought of that." Well, yeah, but you never acted on it.
It's like Elon Musk always say, it's like it's easy to design, very difficult to manufacture it.
Yeah, exactly.
The prototype is fine, but when you mass produce to reduce the cost, it's super hard. I saw your video. Like you got the crazy idea. You have to have a lady to date, right? Like
which one?
The Vienna. Like
the most recent one?
Yeah. You're full of energy.
I try to be. So for reference, for people who don't know that, I flew to Vienna, Austria, to ask a girl that I had met for 5 minutes, 4 years ago, out on a first date. But the only way that we were allowed to go on this first date is if it was in a different country. So I booked a ticket to Vienna. I had no second plan. I had no plan B. And I'm like, let's see if she says yes. And all she knew was that I wanted to go get coffee with her. And it ended up working out. And that was less about romance, but more about friendship. And just meeting someone in a really unique way.
Is that a private jet? I saw a plane. There's a private jet. The small plane.
In that video?
Yeah. I saw a plane.
No private jet.
Okay.
All commercial.
Okay.
Oh, that was a small plane.
Yeah.
Not a jet though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scare me
that was just a really small plane.
Yeah. It's like Paris Hilton.
That's one for him, but no, tons of passengers on that one.
Okay.
But that ended up being a really cool concept. That all my videos, the goal is just, can you inspire someone to think of life in a different way?
Yeah, exactly. And you were talking about talking to strangers. That one was really inspiring, I guess.
That one's crazy. I did a video as well. It was, I think, I took 3 selfies a day for a week. Or I think the title is How I Made 100 Friends Using Selfies.
Okay.
So I thought of this idea. So one of my friends that I met who makes videos as well, he's been taking 3 selfies a day, every day for a long time, just to have a visual memory. Instead of you journaling, for example, his version of journaling was taking a selfie. And he showed me like a list of these selfies over time, and you could just see the amount of new faces and new experiences in it. So I just thought, like, okay, we're all already on our phone. Like, statistically speaking, I think each person spends 2 hours on their phone a day. So you're already on it. What if you do something that's actually beneficial? Like, what if you take a feature from your phone and turn it into a technique to connect yourself with the world? And I just thought, yeah, let's do 3 selfies a day, and let's make each selfie have a different goal. So one was you have to take a selfie with a stranger. One was you have to take a selfie with someone that you haven't seen in a long time, but want to see. And one was you have to take a selfie with someone that you kind of think you want to meet. So, like, for example, if like us at this podcast, we take a selfie, like that would be that type of thing.
Cool.
And from that,
or you take a selfie with somebody you really don't like.
Yeah.
You had an argument before.
I hate you. But that's like your time that you have to waste. So you're like, I don't know about that one. But yeah, through doing that, I met so many people in 1 week.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I literally think I made like 50 new friends just from being spontaneous. And it's just little things you can do in life that makes you think about things differently. Selfie is a good example of it.
You're action guy. I say you're action guy. Yeah, ideas, action.
Because most people, when you think of personal growth, you think of like the people who write the books and the authors, and self-development in general is very slow. The way we talk about the content and the way we consume it. So what if you can still talk about self-growth, but do it in a fun way? And I think that the adventures like this and the events and street interviews is a really good way of integrating entertainment and also learning. That's kind of how I try to do it.
You started way early.
I did.
When I was like in the university time, I was super sensitive. I get a lot of physical fights with my dorm mates. Seriously, I was super. Yeah, I really admire people with the.
Well, about what? Like what makes you?
Because I was
be like that.
I was growing up in a countryside, the village, real poor village. So all my classmates, they came from a city, okay city at least, or the big cities. So they have every semester we live in the dorm, live in the campus. So I mean, every semester you're gonna bring some money, right, for the whole half year.
Okay. Yeah.
So my family was really poor. So they had a lot of money. I had almost very little money. So even the weekend we go out, sometimes they propose, okay, let's go have some dinner somewhere to meet some. At that time we had like a dorm a meeting thing. Like a dorm meeting means like one dorm, one room. For us, we had 7 guys, like all guys.
In the room?
Yeah, in the room. We sleep in the same room. 7 guys.
Wow. But 7 beds, 1 room?
Yeah.
Wow.
They will have double deck. Like they place 4, and then for our room we have 7 guys. So especially new, the fresh year, and then some people has a connection to another school. So there's a girls' dorm. So we kind of schedule a date, kind of a event.
A dorm date.
Yeah, dorm date.
That's pretty cool.
So you have 7 guys meeting 6 girls, or some 5 girls, or 8 girls from them. They're friends. So we go disco, or we went to disco, or went to some dinner. So we just chat, random chat. Sometimes you probably find 1 or 2 pairs. Seriously, you just chat to some girls. I was the first month into the big city. I was from a countryside, big city, Tianjin University. So this city life was too crazy for me. So only the second month into that city life. So I was talking to my countryside stories. So one girl was interested in me. So actually, after spending 30 minutes you find somebody after chatting, find some girl or boy, they have a pair or something. I was lucky. I guess that girl was like, we talked a lot that night. So like, I guess like that that date, I guess we have 2 pairs. I'm one of the 2, I guess.
Okay.
So at the end, you say, we say goodbye, and then you walk her to, at some distance. So you're supposed to have a follow-up. You're supposed to have follow-up next week or after 2 or 3 days, right? You kind of schedule another, say, like, let's meet again after 2 or 3 days. Probably become a boyfriend-girlfriend thing, right?
Okay. That quickly?
Sometimes,
eventually?
Eventually. That's the game plan for guys, right?
Right.
So, but
wife her up, basically.
Yeah. But because like that time I had very little money with me, so every time you go out, you just spend like that time was cheap. I guess 20 RMB, for example, 20 Chinese yuan, or 40 if you like treat a dinner, right?
Right.
But then I calculate what half for this half a year, so I had to give up. Actually, seriously.
The dating.
Had to give up, stop going, saying like I'm not having issues. And also with not only with girls, with our dorm mates. Sometimes the weekend they go out for a dinner, something at the weekend. So I chose not because I have to calculate. Over time, had the distance. You dress not well. You can only buy the cheap clothes on the street side. So it's very 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 sensitive. Sometimes I still sometimes they joked around. In the room they said something, joke with me. I thought was insulting, offensive. Sometimes had a pretty bad experience with them. That 4 years was pretty bad.
And then you, I guess,
inferior feelings. That was very very hard, very very heavy feeling.
Are you still like that?
No, actually, the first job cured that.
The first job cured that because it paid well.
Yeah, paid well, and then you had, at least in the city, as the first city, after the university, I went to Shenzhen. It's a big city. Shenzhen is very modern. So I got the best job in the world, almost in the country. So they paid well, and when you walk in street, okay, I got a lot of money to spend. I got the nice clothes. You get a good job. So slowly, and you get confidence back.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying, right, I'm super sensitive even today. I can feel people in those situations, what they could feel.
Right.
So
you know how it feels.
Yeah, exactly. I felt pretty bad for a lot of years. A lot of years before my first job.
So do you think if you get to a certain point where you're not making that much, do you think you would go back to feeling that way?
Definitely. Some people,
Are you okay with that though? Or do you want to not be like that?
No. I'm super lucky to be out of that situation, but a lot of guys not that lucky. That's why, a lot of bad incidents, the news happening there around 2000, some years, even today. Some people, they grew up in a bad situation when the society treat them really bad, so they really felt against. They sometimes they just hate the society as a, they blame their failure on because sometimes society failed you instead of you failed. That's
even if you have money, you're saying, or just
most time it's money related. In the situation, it's better in a developing country. Sometimes when the whole country is not evenly developed, even today the rural area pretty tough. I still go back to my village. You see the mindset of the people, the whole life experience of their whole life.
Well, they're just
don't blame them
to survive, right?
Exactly. You don't blame them with how they think. I used to.
And what do they think? Like, we're just working to survive, type of thing?
What the things they say. Some situations they can do this way or that way. Some if you live in the city or most of your life you're well off. You don't understand how they behave.
Right.
If you being the whole life in that kind of situations, you're probably gonna behave the same way.
Yes.
So I always say it's not. Some people did terrible things. Sometimes this guy is a bad guy. Sometimes just because the whole society failed him at the first place.
Right.
It's by nature a lot of people not that bad, not horrendous things they did.
Right.
But sometimes over the long time he was mistreated or whatever. It's
Do you think that everyone should? So some people grow up with money, some people grow up middle class, some people grow up poor. Do you think that wherever you grew up, everyone should experience each of those different things? or maybe the two extremes?
Yeah, that's for me. I think it's the equal being equal. It's like not that very. The equal means equal opportunities or equal effort. It's not the equal results. You know, it's but like I really like Canada, or the way of Canada doing is like you have to provide the safety net for all your citizens, all the people like in the society. The safety net makes sure you can have a decent life if you are unlucky. Not everybody is lucky,
right?
Especially when you're born,
right?
Not everybody like. Sometimes you just don't have food in front on your table. The family just struggled, you know.
I mean, even being born here, you're automatically luckier than most of the people in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just being a Canadian citizen.
So there's a safety net is very important, and then you have to put your effort, right? And then some people they don't want to, you know, improve. Some people they want put the effort to make their life, they achieve their goals.
Right. Yes.
But then if somebody chose to not to working so hard, so they still have something take care of them, you know. The country society gonna to provide essential stuff, right?
But like, let's say you have like enough money that you don't really need to worry about life.
Yeah.
Like, what if you grew up with money, for example? Wouldn't you say that it's very possible that you could not truly experience what the world has to offer because you're in a bubble, in a sense? And I feel like some people are innately comfortable, and some people search discomfort. But there's a lot of value in being uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you grew up with a safety net, even if it's like, for example, the majority of Americans, like more than not, more Americans do not have a passport. I mean, they don't care to leave their country because they think their country is the best country in the world and they have everything they need. So like, wouldn't it benefit everyone to have an experience that's out of the box and super uncomfortable, even if it means like not necessarily understanding what it means to be poor, understanding what it means to be rich, but just like, hey, you're super comfortable, you've been living in your city your whole life. Like, wouldn't it be great if you just traveled for 10 days to a different, like, wouldn't it be great if an American goes to China for 10 days or like goes to Japan for 10 days? You're like, dude, the amount of things you would realize about life and yourself is crazy.
But it's, but that kind of stuff, it's like, it can only happen naturally. You cannot force people to, you know, it's like, or like you
Isn't that hard though?
Yeah.
Isn't that a little frustrating?
Yeah. It's things happen by its own reasons. I have seen different lives, like the poor countryside, some city there, the big city in China, big cities, and also internationally. I've been in different countries in Canada, United States. Like I have seen a lot of different stuff. That's why, you know, I think a lot.
Yeah, but that's a theme though. No, people who travel more and see more of the world tend to be, you know, you have a better perspective on life,
more reasonable, you know, more understanding.
Like my parents have traveled a lot, but I think the experiences I've had, which is like backpacking or kind of living in different situations with like a lot of stress or canceled flights or like whatever, that kind of stuff. That makes you a lot less annoyed at a lot of things that typically annoy people.
Yeah, people are super late.
Yeah, well, whatever, you know. Like, I've had this. I was talking to this girl at a party I was at a few days ago, and she's like, "You're so relaxed." I'm like, "Yeah, nothing really annoys me." And she's like, "Everything annoys me." I'm like, "Why?" Like, it's not a big deal, but you learn that most things in life are not a big deal by traveling and by being in uncomfortable situations and by understanding that like you're a product of your environment type of thing. So I feel like everyone would benefit from experiencing things that are out of their comfort zone. Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to experience different life. That's why I chose to. One of the reasons I chose to move out of China. Yeah, so like saying like my English that time was not good, so I spent a lot of time learning, and then I want to know the ideas of here, their different lifestyle. Canada, United States, it's British, like, but at the most, I guess I want to see what Japan is like.
Yes. You know what's interesting though is like a lot of my friends talk about, or a lot of people in life, honestly, talk about like, I want to do this, I want to do that. For example, they're like, oh, I would love to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Or like, I would love to travel the world. And then they don't do it. And so time passes, but they keep telling you the same thing. I want to do this, I want to do that. And they don't do it. And then you wonder, like, why didn't you do it? And I feel like understanding what it means to prioritize something in life makes you do things that you didn't think you would do. So for me, you know, I had my, like I was in finance, and I had a job offer at a bank for, I think it's a 6-figure job.
Wow.
They gave me the job. They're like, this is yours when you graduate. And then I looked at it and I'm like, I hate this. Like I hate this. I just worked in it for 4 months. I really hate it. If I do this at 21 or 20, I forget, I'm going down a path that doesn't make me happy innately. Like I already know it doesn't make me happy. If I don't do it, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I don't know what I want to do, but whatever I do will likely be more passionate. I'll be more passionate about it than the investment banking job. And then for me, like in my life, I've always been saying, oh, I want to do this. Like I want to travel the world. I want to see different parts of my country. The only reason I was able to do it is because I prioritized it. I'm like, this is what I want to do in my life. So then I do it. I say, fuck the job. I'm going to do this.
Actually, it's like, I guess your experience very look like there's a Montreal lady as well. It's called, she's financial as well. It's let me see. Let's search. It's a Valentine Thomas, I guess.
Still financial or was?
Valentine Thomas. Hope I can. Yeah. Valentine Thomas. She's doing the spear fishing, and then dive.
She's from Montreal.
Yeah, she's from Montreal. She's from McGill as well. Studied the financial stuff and worked in London for several years. And she just finally realized like the life is too short. Like
Wow.
Is like super famous. She's from Montreal originally. The same thing, like financial working a big bank.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But she doesn't live here.
She was on Joe Rogan show.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why I found out. I found out like she's from Montreal.
So cool.
And had a great job in London. Thanks. Several years, and then one day she just decided, this is not the life I wanted. She wanted to experience the ocean, the diving, fishing, the spear fishing, use the harpoon thing.
Right. But this
super cool, and she's pretty. She's super pretty, and then wearing that kind of suit, diving suit, is like a mermaid thing. That's why she's so popular.
It's distracting.
Yeah, it's so popular. Like, it's not anybody who can be on Joe Rogan show. Has to be
a big deal. Yeah,
big deal.
But it's crazy that like a lot of you notice. The story you just said about her.
You reminded me like exactly like her story, financial.
See, but that's crazy, right? Because you have a lot of stories that we think about that are really interesting, are like dropout stories. I was doing something that I hated, and now I'm doing something that I love. Yeah, but why are we all like? Society is making us feel like the right thing to do is to take less risks.
Yeah.
Why are we not taking risks? It's weird because like I watched a Steve Jobs Harvard commencement speech or something, or Stanford.
I guess I watched that too.
He's like, we're all gonna die someday.
Yeah.
Like from the second that
there's
you're
no
born,
risk,
you're gonna die. Yeah, you're gonna be dead. Like there's nothing to lose. Yeah. So like, why are we wasting our life doing something that we know we don't love?
You want to take some of this or
go ahead? No, I'm okay. Thank you.
And we can move on to this.
Yeah.
Actually, it's better to start with the pork. Actually, it's a little bit cold already.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's taking.
The taste will.
We need to space it out. Like ask them to cook like 30 minutes after. Like so, gonna be a.
That's okay. I'm sure it's gonna be good. Yeah.
I put this on the other table. Now let's do it.
Still rolling?
Yeah, still. But tells the waitress battery is about 47% when we started. Probably by now it's about 20%.
Okay. It's pretty good. Still. I think we've been doing this over an hour.
Yeah, I can check. Actually, that's a great idea. I'm gonna switch this one. I'm gonna charge this one. I forgot. I charged my own phone. That would be great. I waste all my time.
Heads up. Gotta be heads up.
你那个也不到20%了，我笨了，我应该先一直把我这个 charge。
那个楼上。
对对。是，它是下大雨的，对。这啊，哇！对对，我看上次这个，对对。好。I guess this will be the first time we use two phones to put them together.
Now you're gonna have to edit finally.
Yeah. So the basic one, just put them together.
Yeah, this isn't too complicated. Yeah, I don't know, that's something that I learned a lot. Like that was like a big reason why I started my business was I quit that job and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. But so then when you're starting a business, you usually think to yourself like, what can I do that I'm good at, right? Like what problem?
Different, yeah.
Yeah, what problem can I solve first of all? And then what can I do? Like what am I good at? And how can I merge those two things together? And for me, I wasn't good at that many hard skills that were not related to finance. I said like, what am I good at? Well, I just had this job that they offered to pay me 6 figures and I said no to it. But all my friends hate the job as much as me, but they're all doing the job. They all said yes, I said no. So why am I different? And then I realized I had been working on myself for 4 or 5 years, with the journaling and the meditation and everything. And that built this really strong sense of understanding yourself. And that was what made it easier for me to say no. Didn't make it easy, but it made it easier.
Yeah.
Easy enough for me to say no. And so I said, let me start a business that teaches people how to build the mindset to say no, whatever that looks like in your life, to be able to know yourself enough to someone offers you a job that you hate and you say, no, I'm good. I'm going to do what makes me happy.
I guess after today's video, I could be successful too. I'm probably gonna think, how do I do my business better?
I hope so, but I think it's like that. I'm lucky that I was, finance background.
Yeah.
Because it teaches you how to think in a business sense. So I'm always thinking how can I actually operate my business well, despite having a small amount of subscribers? How can I still make enough money to survive? And I feel like for a lot of people who are my size right now, they're probably not thinking this.
I saw you. A lot of people would think you have after so many videos not working so long. For probably a lot of people would think you have rich parents, right?
Well, I work. I do work, but I think that's I think that's what people usually think about. They're like, oh, he's just making YouTube videos. He's probably not making any money, so he's probably living off his parents. But I work. I make videos on for a few different companies, and I have different courses that I sell, and that makes enough money to survive. So it's
that's genius.
Because that's the thing about YouTube is YouTube itself is not necessarily going to make you a lot of money. Again, you got to be really lucky for that to happen to you. And in the meantime, if you want to be able to make those videos all the time, you got to be able to sustain yourself. So take a skill that you're already doing, which is making videos, and make it for someone else. And that's what I do. This is very good. Everything's very good.
It's very popular among Chinese customers, like twice cooked pork.
Do you find this in China?
No, we this like all these dishes in China very famous, like household name.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows the twice cooked pork.
So it's only like the general town stuff that's super
General town, regular Chinese people not traveling outside, they never heard of it
Yeah.
probably in the whole life.
It's funny because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to eat Chinese. I'm going to have General Tao." I'm like, it's not Chinese.
Myself, I first time I tried it, I was really surprised. It's pretty good actually. It's pretty good.
It is good.
I always say customers are smart. Everybody is smart, you know. When they like it, there's for reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like if they everybody like General Tao chicken, must be reasons. You cannot say like it's not Chinese taste. Like authentic Chinese is not good. Nobody is taking bad things, right?
Right.
If they like it, it must be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's just like you may not like it or you may not familiar with it. So,
but also like it's very easy to like because it's full of sauce.
Yeah.
And it's fried.
Yeah.
So for the North American palate, that's a simple, just simple meal to digest, which is not necessarily a good thing.
and also sweet. I like it as well. So having this restaurant made me like a lot of different food, different Chinese food. I really like what is that? The other one I found is very interesting. It's called Singapore noodle. It's a cumin. It's a cumin flavor.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of it either.
That's an Americanized one as well.
Yeah. No, may not be. Could be just like a Singapore from. It's made its
what's
name
it called,
from.
sorry?
It's called Singapore noodle. It's a rice noodle, thin rice noodle.
Oh yes.
It has
okay. Sorry, I've heard of that. I mean, I lived in Singapore.
Yeah. It's interesting, but I never heard of it when I was in China.
Right.
But
Singapore, they merged a bunch of cultures.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And they created Singapore, what is called Singaporean.
Yeah.
Like most, their culture is a mix of Chinese, Malay, Thai, and Indian.
It's a lot of good stuff. Interesting, like some food you never tried, but you find it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Is this sweet pepper?
Nope.
No.
It's called long hot.
So will I blow up if I eat this?
Not that bad.
I don't trust that.
But it's spicy.
Okay.
It's hot.
I'm going to avoid it.
No, better to eat it because it's super expensive. It's a lot more expensive than the bell pepper.
So eat it.
No.
Eat it, you say.
No. It's good.
Oh, okay.
It depends on some batches. Sometimes I do all the wholesale the vegetable myself.
Okay.
Sometimes this box of long hot is not hot at all. Sometimes it's super hot. You just wild guess. Every time it's different, but it's called long hot.
Okay, long hot.
Yeah, it's long and hot. But it's
tasty.
Yeah, if you don't eat it, it's kind of a waste. It's a very good stuff.
Okay.
That's a real pepper.
Not like a bell pepper.
Yeah, not like a bell pepper. Is not like It's a fat cousin.
It's a fat cousin. Yeah. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's tasty.
Yeah. In Chinese cuisine, always like this. Always the long hot. The thin wall is thin, and it's spicy.
It is spicy. It's good though. I try to shop more and more at Asian grocery stores now because.
And the TNT is opening up a store. TNT is
biggest TNT in North America, I think. It's crazy. Yeah, but the variety that you have in an Asian grocery store is far superior than in an Americanized one. It's pretty crazy. Like people who shop at Costco, like you actually don't get to see so much of what exists. Like I went to Marché Nuan, which is not
yeah. It's
there's like 5 different kinds of eggplants: Indian eggplants, Thai eggplants, like Sicilian. You're like, dude, I've never seen this many eggplants. I'm only used to the big fat ones.
I don't know what is the difference between Indian eggplant though. Because I sometimes, when I go to the wholesale called Canada Wide,
it's a different it's a completely different
or the shape,
color.
or the
shape and the color. Like it looks like a pear.
Okay. We can only use Chinese eggplant because the long one.
Right.
It's most of them they grow them in Honduras. From the boxes is from Honduras most of the time.
The Chinese eggplant is from Honduras?
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. But it's a long one. The good thing is about very little seeds, very less seeds inside. So the texture is more like hard. So it's not getting too much oil. It's not porous.
Right.
If it's porous, and when you cook them, they just absorb too much oil. So that's why we use Chinese eggplant. So it's kind of you barely see seeds. So it's not that porous.
When you cook the ones that we just ate, is it on the pan or?
No, we bat them a little bit, so just to seal.
Soften it up?
No, the batter. We use the cornstarch.
Oh yeah.
Just to block some pores, to block them. So when you deep fry them in the oil, so the oil, not too much oil going to.
Oh.
Otherwise, it will be very oily. So that's why we.
So by putting the batter, it actually prevents oil from getting
in. So it seals. It seals the.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But if you use a regular eggplant, the big one, the round one, so it's difficult to block them. So there's too much, lot of pores,
lots of opening.
Yeah.
Wow, really cool.
Give me a lot of trouble though. Every time go to buy those, sometimes this Canada Wide doesn't have it, and there's another Thomas fruits and the semi fruits. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
We have that. I mean, even Costco has that problem where sometimes they have something that you really learn to love, product that every time you go to Costco you buy it, and then it's never there again.
Yep.
And you don't even know why. I used to buy this protein powder that called Kaizen. It was there for 8 months, and then I haven't seen it since. This is just a different protein now.
Right now we have big shortage of sugar.
We do, eh? I remember going to Costco and
Costco never. For more than a month, you cannot find sugar there. I asked them. They said they just could not have shipment.
Wow.
And next month we may have will not be able to do some Genotal chicken.
That's crazy. Because you have to buy it from a bulk wholesaler typically. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Wow.
Always 20 kilos a bag.
How many?
20 kilos.
20. Do you get that personally? Or do you have someone who delivers it to you? You?
Yeah.
So you're carrying the 20 kilo bags?
Yeah.
And you grab one, put it in the car?
Yeah, to put the caravan. I have a caravan.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one realizes how much work it takes. Even if you owned a ton of restaurants, like it still takes so much work.
For us, the small restaurant right now we have is it's a lot of time you have to do it by yourself. So you know the quality, you know the cost, you know about everything, so you can feel you are financially okay or not.
Would you recommend to someone if someone was like they wanted to start a restaurant? They said,
"No,
what do you think about this?"
I always tell the Chinese folks, like I wrote the Chinese blog online as well about running a restaurant, Chinese restaurant. I had I guess almost 100 blogs already about running this, but I stopped writing. The last one, the last update was about 1 year ago. I just too busy, did not have time. So some folks, Chinese folks, they saw the blogs about running a restaurant, so they came to me for advices, suggestions. So I always tell them my policy is, if you haven't signed the lease, I tell you, no, it's really bad idea. If you did sign the lease already, get everything ready, then you ask me
that question,
I would say good luck. I try to help you, give you knowledge about experience about how to deal with food permits or this or that, the alcohol permit and all this. How do you run the kitchen a little bit? I give that, try to help.
Yeah.
But if you haven't signed the lease, always say it's bad decision. Don't do it ever. If you have other choices.
And why?
Because it's a lot of people, they thought it's an easy job, but it's super hard. It's 100 times.
Did you think it was easy when you started?
The same I always say it's a mistake for me. But the only thing I can keep doing today, because I came from a village. So I used to, when I was a kid, I used to work like much harder than today. We worked on a farm. So I always say, like, when I was 7, 6, 9 years old, the heavy thing I could lift, I lifted.
Right.
So I'm used to that. So even today, I'm still working fine because I work just more than other people. Whatever conditions, I'm okay.
Yeah, you learn.
Yeah, because I had the experience. I had the experience when I was a kid. So this kind of physical labor for me is nothing, even today. But I'm 40-something. I feel like the back a little bit stiff.
Yeah.
Seriously. But I still play a soccer game every week.
Nice.
Yeah.
With your friends?
Yeah, with friends. We have a team.
So cool.
That's
important, right? Community?
Yeah, exactly. My experience helped me. Like,
thank you.
But other people, I always tell them, if you are a city boy, city guy growing up in a city, if restaurant is not your thing. You know, when you see difficulties, like you short of labor, you cannot find staff, and you have to do it yourself, and that kind of work just not for you. But for me, luckily, I grew up in a farm.
Yeah, so you're used to the labor.
Yeah. It's not. I used to do. It's comparing what I went through. It's nothing.
So if you could redo, like, let's say you have your IT job, and you're about to buy the restaurant, and knowing what you know now, you just go back in time.
Never made that decision. That's a bad move.
But you had to pick something to do that was a passion job for you.
That's why I'm still searching. That's why.
So you don't know yet.
Don't know yet. I'm 43. I still don't know yet.
So if you found something that you looked at and it blew your mind, you're super passionate about it, would you consider quitting this restaurant and going after that?
Probably.
Financially makes sense.
Probably. First, financially has to make sense.
So this isn't the dream, but this is just a better dream than IT.
It's a life, the financial support for the family, at least.
So if you had another job, like let's say you had never gotten laid off, you might not be working here.
Exactly. But like I was struggling, I was bored, to be honest. I'm always honest about the reason, the decisions I made. I was bored, to be honest. It's like you're just like sitting there, doing nothing in the office. Like you know, you don't have. If you want to have success, that's not, you can probably over 5 years or 10 years. Luckily you can double your salary, right? That's kind of stuff. But that's why today still I'm searching for kind of a meaning of life. You never know. You never know. But I'm more a people's person. I like to explore ideas about different people's story. That's maybe this podcast is kind of my interest so far right now. But you cannot support anything from the podcast. So the restaurant is still but
for now.
Never. But it's.
Some people
you have to be controversial sometimes to get.
Not always.
Yeah. If you want to get people's attention, you cannot be yourself. A lot of time you cannot be, because my idea, like city, like a theory is like I'm a regular people, ordinary people. I'm not interesting person. Not so unless you pretend to exaggerate your ideas, your experience. You can get attention, or you want to get some controversial stuff to get attention. Regular people, you know, it's not interesting, to be honest.
Sometimes. I think you think you're regular, but I think you're pretty unique. I'm not just saying that.
I'm just a little bit weird.
But your story is super interesting. Like the fact that you've traveled around the world, you've come from China, you've immigrated into China, you started a restaurant, and now you're doing this. And that's really cool.
I just like ideas, to be honest. I think the ideas are very, very valuable. Very different people's ideas. That's why the world is so wonderful, because lot of crazy people. If everybody is following the mod like financial job, office job, stable and good six-figure salary, it's so boring. Sometimes you have to have crazy people. You have to have people taking risks, doing not reasonable decisions. Otherwise it's so boring.
Well, what I tell myself is that like, if everyone was doing what they love in life, then the world would be full of stress. Would be full of stress-free, less anxious human beings. Like, for example, if I'm doing, I'm working harder than I've ever worked, hours and everything, always working, but it never feels like work. Yes, it's long and it's tiring and whatever, but every day you do it and you come back and you're excited because it's something that makes you happy. And then at the same time, everyone thinks you're crazy because what you're doing is nuts. Like, it's so out of the blocks. But if everyone was doing that, then we'd all just be enjoying ourselves a lot more. And I think, honestly, when I give you an idea, I think like your podcast is fantastic. And I think
I'm silly.
It's so cool. No, but the idea is so cool of finding someone and bringing them to your restaurant and then making a meal with them. If you've heard of, do you know the YouTube channel Hot Wings?
About how long it would last, but yeah.
Don't worry, it's whatever it is, it's fine.
Yeah.
it's our style.
It's perfect. A little bit more editing, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, great. So the phone just died.
Battery's back.
Yeah.
New phone.
Yeah, new phone. Yeah, it's really my problem. Yeah, the whole day was in the restaurant, so I forgot to charge my phone.
That's okay. That's normal.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Yeah. Have you tried the green beans?
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, these two green beans and the cumin beef very popular.
Are the green beans from Canada wide as well?
Yeah, Canada wide
huge.
or
They're really good.
Actually, this one they're semi-fruits as well. They sell a lot of this. Actually, a lot of restaurants, even the French, Italian, they all use these green beans.
Yeah, no, they're really, really, really good. It's the food. The food's amazing. To be honest, Chinese cuisine is one of the cuisines that I know the least about. And unless I have a friend who knows the cuisine, it's hard for me to step into a restaurant because it's so foreign to me. But it's fantastic.
What kind of cuisine you like most? You're familiar?
I'm Middle Eastern, so I'm Lebanese. So Lebanese cuisine, yeah. So Lebanese cuisine for me is number one. But I really like Korean and Japanese.
What is that? The Amir is from Lebanon.
Amir and Bustan are both.
Bustan.
Yeah.
Those two are huge.
But it's funny because all the people who I know who are from Lebanon,
they don't
eat there.
Exactly.
They don't think it's
the same Chinese food.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly. So I like it though. But no criticism. It's
But do you speak Arabic as well?
Unfortunately, not yet. But it's my plan to start learning.
Okay. So you are French English.
French and English.
That's amazing here. I always say, like in Montreal, if you speak French English, it's a heaven.
Yeah, you have to though.
Yeah.
Like, because I grew up here, so I had to learn French. Yeah. But I do have friends who grew up here and still don't really know how to speak it, but they understand it. But knowing a second language is so important.
Exactly.
I'd like to know 5 or 6 by the time I don't know by what time, but
for me it's English and Chinese. French is 0.0 level.
But it's funny because just knowing those 2 languages, you could speak to the majority of the world.
A lot of people, yeah.
So the number 1 and number 2 most spoken languages in the world.
Yeah, Chinese is very important for me. Like some news, you have Chinese internet communities.
For sure,
a lot of crazy stuff going on there.
But you learned that obviously just growing up in China, right? So that was your first language, and then you learned English. Did it take you a while to learn English? Was it long and hard?
I would say when the high school, because I'm from countryside, so we started only high school learning English. But if you city, probably from primary school, so I started late. but still, all the
So you learn English and growing up in China?
Yeah.
Usually?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone should know a second language. It's just so important to be able to communicate with other people.
especially English, I think is, but it's not very correct to say that in Quebec, in Montreal, to say English is very important.
Right.
I suppose the French is very important.
That's what they say here. French is important here.
But like the information perspective, like English give you a lot of access to information.
There are just more people who speak it. And
Especially on the internet, a lot of interesting stuff. They're in English a lot of time. The comedy, I like comedy, and it happened to be the English is the most the in comedy or those kind of entertainment, right? The interesting people, the thinkers, like even different in Europe, I find a lot of them they kind of express their views in English as well. And there's a lot of really top thinkers, like they have their own idea. It doesn't matter it's on the left or on the right.
And if they want to be a top speaker, they have to say it.
Yeah, exactly. So
because the majority of people who need to listen to it are speaking English.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really amazing. Like especially, I like people's ideas. Like I watch a lot of YouTube videos, also the podcast as well.
For sure.
To find different people, like the lady, like from Montreal. I found out her by listening to Joe Rogan, and it's like you see different people's ideas. Like they had their own life experience to explain to you what they went through, what the what.
And the only way to know that is to be able to actually speak to each
Yeah,
other.
exactly. That's why I'm a big fan of English to be able to understand more people from even haven't been there, but I know, that's interesting. The top people from there, they have some opinion about what's happening over there.
Yeah.
It's really super lucky because that's my passion. I have also another passion is playing soccer. Even I'm really suck. A lot of people saying like I really suck at playing soccer. All my teammates are, but
if you like it, you like
but that's the only hobby I can keep right now. I would like to do a lot of things, but with the COVID, with the business I have to take care, the only thing I can keep today is playing soccer. I give up everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's tough.
But it's interesting. I'm super lucky to be able to have time to, especially when I'm relatively young, like in my 20s, I spend way too much time learning English. To see if you can understand people's idea, the first language, first hand stuff they out of their mouth.
For sure.
Yeah, that's really a blessing. Really amazing. At least I can talk to people like you, people like Dan or like out of Montreal, and
that's how you make your connections, right?
Yeah, and especially like
it's amazing.
I could get the inspiration from you guys when I'm super tired. I want to give up. Probably I think of this crazy guy is so like working hard, try different ideas, put into actions. Seriously,
life is a puzzle.
Yeah, you're super young, and then when I was young, I kind of, I was dealing with the inferior feelings. I did not have my ambition. I just like maybe just thought about something. I was dealing with like some people treating me unfairly,
right?
Joking, mocking me. How dare you mocking me? So
you teach them.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Look at what you're doing. That's it. I try not to compare myself to anyone in life, but sometimes it's good to. It's good to check back in on people and be like, oh, what are you doing with your life? Oh, not much? Okay. Well, great. I'm doing a lot. That's tough, though. Life is complicated. I mean, I'm only 23, so I don't really know much, but...
Actually, is this still recording?
No. Do you want it to?
No, it's stopped because
I paused it.
When?
This was probably... They were probably not on at the same time.
Okay. Because I thought like the time we lost.
No, because it only records for a certain amount of time before it cuts.
Oh, really?
So I think it hit 30 minutes and then it cut.
Okay.
And then after that, I just turned it off.
Yeah, we lost a lot of good minutes.
Was it off for a while?
Last time I checked it tell me remind you like less than 20% or something.
Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah. So probably lost 30 minutes, 20 minutes.
That's okay.
But it's fine.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. Yeah. No, this has been great.
You want to eat more?
I'm okay. Thank you.
2 minutes or 3 minutes or something. Just eat more.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Whatever. I'm full, but I'm like, yeah, you know, why not? I got nothing to lose. You know what? You're right. So my grandmother always says that. Don't waste food. Thank you.
I don't waste food either. Usually I don't eat.
Yeah, exactly.
I eat a lot.
Can't waste if you're not eating it.
Tomorrow I'm gonna.
No eating for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Good.
Have a soccer game every Saturday. It's a tournament. We joined a tournament organized by a local. Some guy. They organize like a tournament. 7 teams compete.
Where do you guys play? What part of the city?
Rossy. They have more fields there.
So the tournament is in like a complex?
Yeah. No, outside. Outdoor.
But there's a bunch of fields next to each other?
It's the artificial field.
Oh, cool.
Turf.
Cool.
Pretty good.
That's great. Soccer's amazing.
It's a team.
Do you guys like you have uniforms and everything? Like it's a full league, or is it just kind of like
it's our
on
team,
Sundays
but we
play for fun?
It's for fun, but we have our own uniform.
Cool.
Our own logo uniform.
That's so cool.
We have together. Our team was started like 2008, so 14 years already. Yeah,
And
almost same bunch of group. Some people left the city.
wow.
Yeah, for a lot of guys, they moved to Toronto, Calgary, United States. Some people just left Montreal for different reasons. Have new people joining, they move to Montreal.
Are they mainly Chinese on the team?
Well, only Chinese because we chat. We only people like we play and then we chat.
Then you hang out and stuff.
Yeah. That's amazing. We finished all the food.
I know.
That's a kind of a good ending.
No, it's perfect. It was a good amount of food. Everything was really tasty. Thank you.
And we have good chat.
For sure.
Even some of them not on the video.
Yeah. Off the video, we still had a good chat.
Yeah.
But no, it's been...
We did not go out, had a fight.
No, yeah.
It's continuing.
Yeah, we paused it. We went out, we fought a little bit. That's why you notice my eye is a bit closed. Get that blood dripping down my forehead. Clearly, I didn't land any punches. But
yeah, the video was a little bit patched together, not because we did not want to show you something.
No,
because we ran out of battery.
We weren't hiding anything.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't it. We swear. We swear. We weren't hiding anything.
No, not at all.
No, it's been great.
Which is iPhone 12 Pro, battery died. We're using my own iPhone 11 Pro.
This is the last we're going to see of the waitress. No, I'm kidding, okay. How dare the battery die?
Yeah, we forgot to charge the phone. That's the lesson.
Make sure to charge the phone. Or
last time we one episode we lost the audio because I forgot to charge the microphone, the wireless microphone. Now you have to try all the mistakes.
My I mean, the amount of times, like, so this microphone, anytime I turn my camera on, it turns on. Every time I turn it off, it turns off. But that's only recently I've been using that. So before, I'd have to turn my microphone on manually.
Okay.
There's so many times where I would film something for a long time, and then I'd turn my camera around, and it was off. You have no audio.
Yeah, that sucks.
That is the worst feeling. I just worked so hard. I have nothing to show for it.
You want to take the green beans?
Go ahead.
You take that one, I take this one.
Okay. Whatever. Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it. I like that teamwork.
So literally we finish everything.
I don't want to waste anything.
It's Let's get sake this bottle.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Sake is pretty good.
Very good. Has a nice aftertaste.
Don't forget to bring your own. Bring the 2 coffee mugs.
Thank you again.
Mm.
They're super cool.
I really like the quality stuff.
I like it more because you said you didn't make that many. So I feel honored.
50 total. 50 in total.
How many do you have left?
Maybe 10. About 10 because we have 32 episodes already. Some good customers, loyal customers. Hey, one time there's one customer came like, can I buy it? Like, no, I don't sell, but I can give you for free.
Oh, okay. That seems like a good deal.
No.
No, that's great. If there's anything, I mean, yeah, if ever you feel like you could handle a crazy night, I would love to try and fill this place up. But I have to get the kitchen staff on top of it.
Yeah, that would be challenging, to be honest.
I could find waiters, but cooks I can't.
But do they speak Chinese?
I can't give you that much.
Yeah, we can find out. I one day, if you have more time, I show you how we work.
For sure.
Show you how to
Yeah,
work.
it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Also, myself, I want to. I guess one time we had one guest is a chef, a cook, or sous chef of I guess it's at least Western cuisine.
Okay.
So one day I want to, learn something about like Western cuisine, Italian, French.
Well, because
So
I have friends who cook, but they don't cook Chinese food.
I want to know how they organize their kitchen. I read a book about how to manage a kitchen or restaurant. I'm really curious about how do they manage their kitchen, so I can learn.
Do you ever watch Anthony Bourdain? Ever heard of him?
In Montreal, right?
He did one in Montreal. But have you heard of him? Anthony Bourdain? So he's dead now, but he's a old CNN reporter.
Okay, no.
He's an ex-cook, so he used to be a chef. He wrote a book called Kitchen Confidential.
Okay.
It became really famous, New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
Put him on the map, and then he started doing a food tour, where like he had a food show, but he would tour and showcase the culture, but also the food. And his mind works really well in terms of a cook who does cool stuff. So if you're interested in that, I think reading his book, Kitchen Confidentials.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I did read one book about managing. It's English as well. That's how it's my Bible. It's like I have the idea of how to run a restaurant front and back. So that's the knowledge I got.
For sure.
Yeah, one book I from first page to the last, from cover to the end. I did finish that book. And, I still want to have, just not doing. I want to have some theory. Even the theory is not matching what we have right now.
Right.
But I try to, match them, try my best. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
So you're probably gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay. Is something you want to say at the end of the video?
Yeah.
I guess you're a pro. Just give you a minute or something.
Sure. If you're from Montreal, or you ever visit Montreal, you have to come to Andai and have some amazing Chinese food. But more importantly, you have to have a conversation with Fei Gang because he's amazing.
If I'm not busy in the kitchen.
If you're not busy in the kitchen, yeah. If you can see him in the Brazil T-shirt, then you've got to reach out to him.
I have a Beckham England.
Yeah. Okay. So is it red?
White.
If you see a soccer jersey, it's usually the owner.
Yeah.
And no, this has been really cool. I appreciate it. This has been really awesome. My YouTube channel is called Sprout, SPROUHT. If anyone wants to check it out.
Extra H.
Extra H. The H is for humans, human connection.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is really cool. So I appreciate it a lot.
Really appreciate Will.
Will, yes.
Nice.
It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Okay.
Anytime.
Yeah, we'll finish here.
Yeah.
Great. Thank
There
you.
we go.
That was so cool, man. Thank you.